all the planets in Warhammer 40,000, which one would you most hate to be born on? Reading a little bit of Mortarion the Pale King, I've come upon Galaspar, first planet that the Death Guard Legion conquered after Mortarion had assumed full control of it. Originally colonized during the Dark Age of Technology, then during the Age of Strife, a ruling elite simply called the Order took power on the planet. Galaspar is comprised of toxic wastes and massive hive cities. Hive cities so great they challenge the size of those in the Segmentum Solar. What's terrifying about Galaspar? It's very simple yet horrific hierarchy. At the top are the Comptrollers. Their wealth and status is determined purely based on the property they own. So the largest abodes, the largest supply of food and nice clothing, and most crucially, the largest number of labor units. Read slaves. Underneath them are the labor units, and there are some crude divisions therein, which we'll talk about, but think labor units, think slaves. There is a massive bureaucratic body. Think warehouses, hundreds of warehouses, desk upon desk upon desk, of people that can't even read or write, simply following orders that have been dictated to them. For example, somebody might exist purely to scratch out the third line of every document that they're fed and not understand what it means. And then eventually underneath this horrific, useless bureaucracy were the actual workers in the manufactoria, and so in the factories. The most horrific example being given is the production line for the food that feeds these masses. There's a massive stream of gray sludge coming out, filling up barrels, and the barrels aren't quite perfectly aligned on the conveyor belt. Every once in a while, one of them will fall off the conveyor belt and crush a few of the local slaves. They'll come clean it up and take the bodies away. At the other end of this machine, where the food is being made, are a bunch of other conveyor belts. Corpses, the dead slaves, are being fed into a massive mulching machine, and the platform that they throw them off of is so slippery that the guys throwing them regularly fall in. And so it's that mixed with like waste and offal from the hive city above, mixed with some other, raw ingredients, and then also mixed with lots of drugs. And that is a big thing. The comptrollers at the very top give varying doses of different drugs to different people within, for the most part forcing them to be docile and sedated, although a couple of the overseers that run the factories get given rage-inducing drugs. So anyway, of all of the planets I'd not like to be born on in Warhammer 40,000, Galaspar. What about you though? What's your pick? Melior, Imperator.